Hey guys, everyone's fire's burning, I hope. Time for something a little bit different this time around. I decided to try and do maybe a vlog every now and then, just sort of something a little bit different to break up all the gaming stuff. Because as much as I love video games, I know maybe you guys would like to see something a little different every now and then. I don't know, but I'm gonna try this, so why not? So I decided to start with this. A simple little thing, 10, yes, 10 hands, 10 things about yours truly that I've thought up and, well, here we go then. Number 1. So, my name, if you didn't know, is Christopher James Appleyard. That's me. I was born on the 7th of January and I'm, as of this recording, 30 years old. Wee. But yeah, my name, I used to hate it. I used to get kind of picked on a lot at school for the Appleyard part. I don't know why. But I kind of can't imagine myself without it now, if that makes sense. And the name Christopher is kind of true for me because it means he who bears Christ. It's a reference to Jesus Christ and all that, but for me it symbolises bearing a burden, which I do a lot, whether I'm usually carrying a bag with me or it's in my head, you know, so that name does actually mean a lot to me. So, and Appleyard, as I understand it, originates in Yorkshire, so I think I have a little bit of Yorkshire blood in me. I know I'm part Irish and technically part Geordie, even though I don't really talk Geordie or anything at all. I have a County Durham accent, so. But yeah, that's my name and all that jazz. Number 2, my first ever game. Now this is something I'm not 100% sure on, but I have narrowed it down a little bit. My first ever console was the Atari 2600, and I'm 95% sure that the first game I played on that was either Asteroids or Space Invaders. Quite aptly, I've got Space Invaders hoodie on. I'm leaning towards Asteroids because I seem to recall that one more prominently, but it could be the first game I actually saw was the original Super Mario Brothers, because I have an uncle who used to game a lot and he used to have a NES. I used to go up his sometimes to see the games, so it could be that was the first game I ever actually saw. But I'm sure Asteroids was the first ever one, which would explain why I do love my shoot 'em ups a lot. I guess it got embedded in there somewhere. 3. Favourite biscuits. If you watch my channel long enough, you know I have a slight addiction to certain biscuits, number 1 of which is the humble malted milk, but that's not the only one I like. I'm fond of pretty much anything with cream in it, so custard cream's another good one. I don't mind Jobby Dodgers either. Generally, if it's a biscuit, I love it, but shortbread as well. Shortbreads are another great one. However, I absolutely cannot stand cheese flavoured biscuits, which is funny because I like cheese, but biscuit and cheese just makes me want to throw up. I don't know what it is, it's weird. I'm weird like that with food. There's things I should like, but when I mix with other things, I don't like them. So, as another example, cheese and onion crisps. I hate, detest, cheese and onion crisps. But I can have onion with mince or cheese on its own, so it's bizarre. Number 4, my favourite console. This is a tough one because honestly, I don't really like to get into the whole console war thing. I'm all about the games, not really the console. But if I absolutely had to choose one, it would probably be the PlayStation 1, because that was my main console while growing up and it had so many great games. I have so many good memories of it, but as I say, that's if I was absolutely hard pressed to choose one, because it's all about the games for me. I don't care about the consoles. I find the console wars a bit dumb, to be honest. I try not to get involved in them. So each to their own, okay? Number 5, halfway there. What do I do besides gaming? Well, I do things. First of all, I cycle a lot, which is only a recent happening in the last year, literally the last year or so. But I used to do it when I was a lot younger, but I never had like funds or anything to support having my own bike. But I've recently gotten back into it, and it's one of those things where even if you haven't done it for years, you get back on the bike and you just get straight back into it. It was a joy doing it again, and I normally cycle to and from work, which saves a ton on bus fare, let me tell you. But it's just nice to sort of ride in the wind and just test yourself against the elements a bit, although doing it when raining is not so fun. But cycling is a thing I hope to keep doing for as long as humanly possible, you know. Maybe if I make it to a ripe old age, I'll probably still be doing it, you know. That sort of thing, but yeah. Also, I do dabble a little bit in drawing. Not as much as my brother does. My brother Mark, he draws like cartoons, and I sort of picked up a little bit from him. But I tried draw more sort of manga stroke anime style. I'm not especially brilliant at it or anything, but every now and then I just draw a little picture. Usually to do with my novel I'm trying to write, like characters and such from that. And that's my other main hobby, as some of you know. I am trying to write. I'm trying to write a novel, plus a whole collection of short stories, which is progressing slowly but surely. Slow and steady wins the race. I find I'm better at short bursts of writing rather than trying to stretch it all out over one long session, because I can't keep my attention on it for that long, and if I try to do a long stretch of it, I'll end up sort of trying to burn through it, and that's not what you want to do with writing. Short, contained bursts, and they're all well detailed and done. I think I write better like that, but that's my other main thing other than gaming. 6. Why did I start YouTube? Well, I'll point you to 2 channels who are basically the big influence on me deciding to do this whole thing. The first is Markiplier. Markiplier is the single greatest gaming YouTuber there is. Put simply, he's my all-time favourite. Oh gosh, I'm choking. All-time favourite. I'm currently in the process of watching through his entire collection of videos nearly. Seeing all his old stuff, it's quite fun. I actually discovered Markiplier thanks to my brother Mark, who showed me his Craven Manor video. That's how I first came across Markiplier, so Mark introduced me to Mark. Quite randomly. But before Markiplier, there was Classic Game Room, also known as Lord Carnage these days as well, here on YouTube. I love his entertaining commentary on old and new videos, the fact that he thinks everything in the 80s is awesome, and yeah, he was another big influence, because both of them have a great big passion for video games, and they brought it onto here, and I thought, what's to stop me from doing that, you know? I might never become as famous or anything as them, and to be honest, I don't really want to, but it's like, why should I not have a go at this myself? I do love my gaming, so I would like to share it with the world. But I mostly do this for fun, because it's nice just to have sort of a record of my time gaming. It's something tangible, it's something there rather than just stuck in my head. There's a lot of games I've played in the past, I wish I could have shared them with you too. Things that happened. Just brilliant. I would like this channel to make it somewhere, but if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the way it is. And I'm just going to do this for the enjoyment, so that's why I'm doing this, guys. Number 7. The worst game I've ever played. Well, that's a tough one to call, because I've played some bad ones in my time. But if I had to take a stab at a couple, there's a couple here. Rise of the Robots. It was a fighting game. It was not very good. It was so bad it wasn't even good. You just could not progress on the game. It just wasn't fun to play. The controls were stiff as hell. And I don't think you could play as anyone other than that cyborg character. It just did not leave a good impression on me at all. Another one is Siberia for the PlayStation 1. Some point and click thing which controlled terribly, had no sense of direction, and had pretty much some of the worst shoot 'em up segments I've ever seen. It was pretty bad. I'm sure there's others, but none spring to mind at the moment. But my laptop's not coming up for me. Laptop. I need my list. I have a list of questions. I need to bring them up, but never mind. But yeah, those are a couple of the worst games I've ever played. Number 8. What's my all-time favourite game? That's the million pound question, I should say, for correct currency. Well, that is a question and a half, but I can't say any one game is my all-time favourite because I like so many. But to bring a couple to mind, this should be no surprise to anyone who's watched this channel, but Unreal Tournament, greatest shooter of all time, surpasses anything else in my humble opinion, and that's that. Skyrim, one of the best open world games ever made. It has an atmosphere all its own, which is half of what makes it, if that makes sense. Plus mods make everything better. Another one, I'd say some of the Civilization games, they're a joy to play, always are. Massive strategy, epic fun and multiplayer, I must say, and just always well made. They've never really put a foot wrong one, except maybe for Civilization 3. But that's a brilliant game as well. And I have a soft spot for Final Fantasy 7 and 8. 7 because I started out with it as far as RPGs go, and 8 because it has the most relatable protagonist ever. I see a lot of myself in Squall, so that's partly why it's one of my favourite video game characters of all time. And how could I forget the original Metal Gear Solid? Yes, what a fantastic game that was from start to finish. It's, my opinion, the series has never topped that. Solid Snake, his mission to Shadow Moses, absolute perfection all the way. But there are countless others. That's just some that I would consider some of the greatest. There's others, there's more, but I cannot specifically say I have one particular favourite game of all time. It's just not going to happen. Number 9. Where do I want to be in 5 years? Well, I'd like to be successfully published. That's one thing. That might be my main goal actually in this life, to have my writings published and doing good. It's not just a case of, you know, it being able to make me a living, which would be nice, but I want it to be successful. I want to actually accomplish something good in my life, and I'd like to think I am not bad at this writing thing. I really hope I'm not, and I hope that when the day comes that I finally publish something, that people will like it genuinely, and it will validate me actually doing something with my life, which is kind of important. I want to know that I'm good at something, if that makes sense. So there's that. I hope I'm still doing YouTube. I hope to continue doing this for as long as possible, but that depends on a multitude of factors really, and hopefully something good will come of all this, you know, but we'll see. And time to get a bit sappy here. I hope within the next 5 years I've met somebody special, so, because I'm like 30 now and time's getting on, so yeah, that would be nice and all that jazz. But I'm a simple guy who likes to lead a simple life. I like a quiet life, and as long as I have my games, friends, my writing, and life is not overly complicated and overbearing and stuff, then I am good. So as long as the next 5 years don't try to burn me to a crisp, then I think things will be good. Number 10. This is not something about me, but if I could give a piece of advice to everyone watching this video, what would it be? My advice to you guys watching, and everyone out there, is this. It was a piece of advice given to me by a very close friend. Day by day. No matter what you do within life, whatever your plans are, whatever project you may be working on, take it day by day. Don't try to rush things. Don't overthink things. Stay in the moment. Forget what's back there. Yeah, forget what's back there. What's been, what's gone. You can't do anything about that. Forget what's forward because you don't know what's coming. Just this moment is where you need to be. Day by day. That is the single best piece of advice I've ever given ever given in my life, and I am giving it to you. Okay, so that is that. 10 things about yours truly, the White Phoenix. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Something a little bit different. Kind of nice to record something like this as well. And if you guys would like, I'll try and do more vlogs and stuff. I have a couple of ideas, but I do think maybe it would be a good idea for me to diversify just a bit away from the game, just a bit. Not completely. You can never separate me from the games quite that easily. I have a Space Invaders hoodie for crying out loud. But yeah, I hope you guys having a good day and all that jazz, and that things are going well for you. And that's pretty much it. Please feel free to comment or anything. Maybe say 10 things about yourself. Why not? In fact, if you feel up to it, record a vlog saying 10 things about you. Okay? If you want to. Don't feel like you have to. I'm not challenging anybody, but if you want to, you do it. Alright guys, that's it. Cheers very much for watching. Feel free to like, comment and share and subscribe if it takes your fancy. And as always, keep your fire burning! And I will see you guys next time.